Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Transformers Generation Selects Deluxe Class Rotorstorm. So Rotorstorm is a G1 Autobot Turbo Master back in I want to say 91, 92, somewhere in there, early 90s. Basically when the line died here in 90, I want to say. It kept going in Europe and other markets, and so they got a whole another line of figures over there. Of course, the Turbo Masters being among them, and one of them was a helicopter named Rotorstorm. So what they have done here is they have taken the Spinister mold, and because they really didn't know what else to do with it, they have repainted it in crazy, wacky 90s colors and given us Rotorstorm. So let's go ahead and open him up. Look at that. That is just fantastic. I mean, I loved the mold when it was Spinister, so I'm totally down to get a Rotorstorm. Now, it's my understanding that this guy has also shown up in the IDW comics. I'm super behind on those, so I never finished them, so I can't confirm that, but that's what I've heard. I believe at one point they had a different head sculpt on this guy before the toy came out, and then fans complained it didn't match the comic, so they had to go back and fix it, which I guess they did, because it definitely looks pretty cool. And it looks different from Spinister's head. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the packaging here, and then we're going to take a closer look. Here he is out of the packaging, and right off the bat, the color scheme is just fantastic. It's really bright, very fun, very colorful. I love it. Let's take a look at the head sculpt. I think they did a great job with the head sculpt. Again, I did not read the comics, so I don't know if that's accurate, but the visor looks great. The silver face painted very nicely. You can see the little Autobot symbols painted there on the shoulder pads. It's kind of neat because they almost blend into the pink, but then you can kind of see them. I like that a lot. And the color scheme is just perfect. Two tones of blue, a little bit of light green here on the back, which is going to show up more in the vehicle mode, and then that pink just really, really works. Articulation-wise, head is on, I believe, a ball joint, so that can move all the way around. You have a swivel here and a hinge here in the shoulder. Bicep swivel. You have a double jointed elbow because of the transformation. You have a wrist swivel. You have hips, or I should say waist first, then hips. Out to the side, you have a thigh swivel. I would say you have a little bit over 90 degrees because of the transformation. And then, of course, you have the ankle tilt that this line has become famous for. But he looks great. I really, really like him quite a bit. He does come with two accessories. We will zoom in a bit on these. They're not super exciting, but one's kind of a gray, one's a navy blue. They both have this yellow little hollow underneath. If you want, you can kind of peg these on top of each other, something like that. They do have kind of a cutout here so that they can fit in the fist and kind of over the forearm a bit, like that. So you have that option, or you could flip them around and just have them hold them as a gun. You could peg it in on the sides here. You have a lot of options. They're just kind of these two little guns. You can peg them in any one of these places that he has, peg holes all over the mold. 1, 2, 3. Not really any on the back. You'd think there'd be one on the back, but not so much. So yeah, he looks good. I like him. The same exact accessories that Spinister came with. Geez, I can't get these off of here. There we go. Put them off to the side for now. But yeah, love the head sculpt, love the color scheme, and it was already a fun mold, so getting it again, I'm very happy with it. And speaking of, here is Spinister. I have Spinister with these two Target Masters, because technically they are the ones he would have had back in the day. But here they are together. You can see it's the exact same mold, just with a different head sculpt, and then a little bit different paint scheme, obviously. So both look good. I'm happy to have both of them. I loved Spinister, but there's just something about Rotorstorm that he's just so bright and colorful. He might be edging out Spinister. I really loved Spinister, but I don't know. This guy is definitely hitting all the right notes. The crazy color scheme is just really doing it for me. And I do really, really like that head sculpt. I think that looks good. Alright, transformation is exactly the same as Spinister, so if you remember how that goes, no surprises, but we'll go through it again. You're going to use that double jointed elbow to go ahead and tab this long tab right here into this tab slot right above the wrist. So go ahead and get that pegged in like so. And there we go. So those are pegged in like that. You're going to come back here. You're going to pull that out. You can go ahead and straighten out the blade if you want. You open that enough that this can unhook and then push on his tummy to pop this all the way around. This is going to come around and cover the head like so, and then you can go ahead and clip that up. Just kind of leave this to hang out for a moment. You have to come around down here, bend this 90 degrees. You're going to come around to the back here and flip open these panels on the back of the legs like so. You're going to flip the legs. Now you can see right here that there is a tiny tab and then a tab spot, so this is going to come up and peg into there, and then this is going to flip around like that. Come around to this one, bring this up, flip this around. This is actually going to spin because you can see the tabs down here on the bottom. So you're going to spin this one around and then tab it in, and so that's how that's going to go like that. So basically how this works, you're going to want to spin this. Do I have to spin this? Actually, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. You need to rotate this at the thigh. So you it's weird. Like you can rotate that, but you can also rotate that. I think it doesn't super matter, but I like to just kind of have it straight for simplicity's sake. Then this is going to come down like so. Actually, I have it wrong. I apologize. This needs to go around, well, however you end up doing this, make sure the thigh swivels like this because this has to be upside down like this. Then this is going to close over top. Now this is supposed to, you can see here that there are some connection points for these two pieces here on the side of the head. And you're going to have to make sure you get the hands out of the way for now. Just lift them up. But this is supposed to peg in there. Now mine never really wants to stay in, but it's supposed to peg in there snug like that. You can see that there's a tab spot right there, and that's going to tab in right there on the side of the, I guess, crotch plate. And then you can bring this in, and you can see here that there is a tab slot, and then there's a tab right there, so you can tab that in like so. Then you're going to come around to this side and basically repeat the process. So you're going to this time turn this like this, and you can kind of get this out of the way so that this can come in, and then this will go over this. This will once again tab in over here on the side, and then just kind of push this in. There are two giant tabs here and here that are going to tab in there. So tab that in, make sure the hand's tabbed in, and just kind of line everything up. Now, are these supposed to... do the feet tab into the arms? I don't think so, but it almost looks like they could. Let me see. Oh yeah, I guess they are. So there is a little notch right there that's going to go into that tab on the side of the foot. So that should sure everything up. So let's get that tabbed in all together. There we go. Okay. And then this is supposed to click in, but like I said, it doesn't always, but that should be enough that it keeps this all together. And there is our combined helicopter. So the crazy colors come through even more in this mode because you have that little bit of kind of a pastel green there, and the Autobot symbol I think works really well. Helicopter blade spins pretty well. You do have two connections here, which I guess I did miss previously, I think because the blades were directly in the way. I don't know what you would connect there with the blades being right there. I mean, obviously you could try to connect something like this, but I feel like it does peg in, but then obviously the blades wouldn't be able to move. So I don't really know what you're going to get out of that. But another thing I always thought was kind of weird about the mold, I appreciate they wanted to keep the legs symmetrical by having, you know, a full canopy or cockpit, whatever you want to call it, on both legs. So they just kind of had to hide the other one underneath here. But I still think it looks cool. You can take these pieces and peg them under here to give him his guns. And I will say that makes it look a little better, because honestly, just having the feet hang out on the side, I always thought looked a little weird. But when you peg the guns on, then I think it works. Let me get my fingers out of the way. But yeah, spins really nice. Back blades spin pretty well. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a really fun mold. I think the helicopter works well, and it's a fun homage to a fairly obscure G1 character that didn't even really make an impact over here in the States until much, much later. Certainly not when he was originally released. I think Rotorstorm is a ton of fun. Like I said, I really loved the mold back when it was Spinister. It's even more fun as Rotorstorm, in my opinion, just because the head sculpt is fantastic. I really liked Spinister's head sculpt as well, but I don't know, there's something about this one that I just really, really like. The color scheme is goofy but fun. I can appreciate that they didn't really know what to do with this helicopter mold, and I think they really hit it out of the park with this to get a repaint out of this mold like Hasbro likes to do. It's fun. It's goofy. I like it. I believe it's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, so if you're looking for this guy, head over to Hasbro Pulse. That is where I picked this up. But yeah, I like him a lot. I think he's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend him. It's a good mold, good color scheme, good head sculpt, transformation's fun. Really don't have too much to complain about this guy. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.